Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another video. Sorry if you can hear the train in the background. There's really nothing I can do about that. But today I'm putting together a demo video for the Vick Audio 1861 fuzz pedal, and I thought it might be cool to kind of vlog the entire creation process. I think it might be helpful for anyone who's looking to do guitar stuff on YouTube, or just interesting for people who want a behind-the-scenes look into what goes into making these demo videos. So the first thing that I generally start with when I get a new piece of gear to demo is I do all the stills and the B-roll. So let's go and do that. Alright, cue the jump cut. Okay, so basically this is where I take all the gear porn shots that I mix in with the demo track footage and overlay while I'm talking. So I generally try to have between 40 to 60 pieces of footage split between still photos and camcorder clips. I do the stills with the DSLR because it's better, the images are clearer, and the colors are truer to what they are in real life, and I use the camcorder to do moving shots because it has a stabilizer. I try to do this during the day because my lights aren't that good, and without the sun, none of the pictures or clips turn out very well. Okay, so now while we're waiting for all the high resolution pictures and the high definition footage to be imported into the computer, it's time to plug this thing in and figure out what settings actually sound good. I mean, you guys know this, just because a pedal has a number of different knobs and switches doesn't mean that everything sounds good or is even usable. So what I need to do is figure out what settings I want to hit during the playthrough and which sound is best for the demo track. So now obviously we have to pick an amp, and we want something with a good clean channel so we get the truest representation of the pedal. Nah, it's gonna be this one. And we also have to pick a guitar, so I'm gonna take the newest one because it's new and exciting. Let's go! It's so new it doesn't even have anything to dampen the strings yet, so hair ties. Boom. That'll do. Whoops. So yeah, those are the settings that I try to hit during the playthrough, but those are just rough ranges, they're not exact. Okay, so now that that's done, it's actually time to write a riff using one of those tones with this thing. Now clearly I don't use fuzz pedals that often, which is why what I just played now is a whole bunch of nonsense, but I think I've got something in my head that would go well with this pedal. I generally find that it's easiest to think of a groove that goes well with one of the tones, and write the first riff from there, and then once you have the first riff, the rest of it just kind of follows. So the groove that I have, I like to say it out, so this is embarrassing, I've never done it on camera before. Actually, I don't think anybody's heard me do this before, so I'm kind of thinking like dun 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 dun, or you know, something like that. So like anything that you can get excited about, like kind of headbang in your office chair to, that's kind of what I go for. By the way, if you guys are hearing this noise, I fidget a lot, and it's not my fault that pedals come with all these knobs and switches. Okay, so we finally have something usable as a first riff. It's super simple. because with a fuzz, I don't like when things get too muddy. So we're gonna record this and see where it goes. So I'm gonna load up a Logic template. It's already pre-populated with all the tracks I'm gonna need, and yeah, we're gonna get to the songwriting. By the way, the sun is setting and the camcorder has a very small sensor, so it needs a lot of light, otherwise it starts to get grainy. So if the footage is starting to get grainy, there's nothing I can do about it, sorry. Alright, so in a bit of a plot twist, I got a huge migraine and I wasn't able to do any more work on the demo, but now it's another day, I'm all better, and yeah, let's get back to it. But first, I drank a huge bottle of Gatorade, so be right back. And I'm back. Vick Audio 1861 Fuzz, let's go. I've also just realized that because I have a single channel audio interface, I can either record good audio using this thing, or I can record the guitar. So yeah, you're gonna have to deal with camcorder audio from here on out. Mobby. Whoops. Okay, so at this point I was gonna have some sick screen capture footage of me doing all this stuff in Logic, but unfortunately the files got corrupted, so instead you're just gonna see my face. Enjoy! Alright, so looking back at the footage, it looks like what I had was... That's cool, and yeah, I am wearing sweatpants because it's late and they're really comfy. And using the tap tempo thing, I figured out that the BPM is 98, so I've created a tempo track. A sick beat. And I always like to double track. I don't like to quad track because you need to be a lot more accurate than I am as a guitarist. Oh my god. So sometimes it's actually the easiest ones that you screw up because it's like, it's so easy, you just don't think about it. You're just, you know, grooving and, god damn it. Thank you, God. Okay, time to move on to the next riff. Just realized the main riff kind of reminds me of, what's that song by Devil Driver? Guilty as Sin? Bang! So now for the purposes of the demo, I kind of want to have like a chord section with some simple leads over it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to lay down a chordy section. Okay, cool, and now, not really sure. And this is one of the problems of trying to do a track a week for YouTube. Writer's block is a real problem. Writer's block? Writer's block is a real problem. Alright, so I think that riff sounds cool, but it's a little empty. So I like that as well, but I kind of want to see how it would work with a chorus pedal. It would also be interesting for the demo, like how this pedal combines with other pedals, like the Boss CE2. Or is that just an excuse to use the Boss CE2 because it's awesome? Alright, cool. Now I think I'm gonna repeat the main riff and then do the second riff, because that kind of ends on a hard note. I'm not really sure how to describe it, but it ends really suddenly, and I think it would be cool for the snare to follow it into the end, and then the track just ends. So I'm gonna add bass and drums to this now and see how it sounds. If it sounds good, we'll keep it. If it doesn't sound good, then we'll have to rework the guitar. But yeah. Okay, so for drums, what I basically do is I go into the Easy Drummer 2 stock loops, and I find ones that have a similar vibe to what I'm going for, and then I basically stick it into the Logic MIDI editor, gut it, and add beats so that they match the riffs. And basically the way that I find beats that match the vibe of the song is a very technical process, and it goes a little something like this. And then once you figure that out, you just go and you look at different beats. No. Okay. It's got like the crash and the snare in the right place, so that's a good start. Yeah, the kick drum isn't quite in the right place. Cool, I'm happy with that. Alright, so that's all the audio done. I've exported all the stems individually, and I'm going to send them to Pad first thing tomorrow morning for him to mix and put it all together. Right now it is too dark to actually film anything, so that'll all be done tomorrow as well. See you tomorrow. Alright, so Pad's just sent me the first mix. Let's hear what it sounds like together. Now, a quick word about what Pad does. He doesn't EQ the crap out of everything because that would defeat the purpose. This is a gear demo, and you want to hear the actual tone. What he does instead is he tweaks a lot of things, especially the bass and the drums, so everything fits a lot better and you can hear the guitars a lot clearer, at least compared to the muddy mess that happens when I try to mix stuff. So yeah, let's give it a listen. Alright, I really like it, especially the middle fuzzy chorusy part. Couple things that need to be changed, but overall I think we're ready to start filming. Just typed up a quick little outline about what I'm gonna say about the pedal in front of camera. Probably flesh it out a little more, but yeah, that's the outline. I used the MacBook as a kind of teleprompter. It's cool. I had AppleCare on the last one and it broke, so Apple gave me this one. Might do a video review on it soon, just to mix things up. What do you guys think? Main lights are on. Main camera, tripod. This camera will go on this tripod here for the side view. That faces this. Got the project up. Got the 2 notes on, got the Marshall on, let's go. So when I'm playing in the video, I'm actually playing the song, and sometimes if I play it really well, I'll slice it in and I'll use those tracks in the stems that I send Pad. But most of the time, I play much better when I'm writing the song, and also because filming and editing takes a long time, sometimes it's better to just get the track done first before I even start filming. Okay, so now that I've got synced up shots of lead and rhythm from the side and the main camera, I move this little camera here and I do the up close strumming. And yeah, it's just another camera angle, and I think that's one of the main draws of my videos, is that it has, you know, things are always changing. So I like to have this third camera angle just in case. Alright, now that it's done, it's time to talk to the camera about the Vick Audio 1861. Ooh, have yet another project up. Switch the inputs. And we're good to go. I really need a 2-channel interface. Give me more views, guys. I need more money. Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another video. Today, I've got this Vick Audio 1861 fuzz pedal. Let's take a look. As always, thanks so much for watching. You've been awesome. This has been the Vick Audio 1861 fuzz pedal, and I will see you for the next video. F***ing nailed it! Now I'm listening to Rob Chapman explain why his guitars are taking so dang long. Guys, that ghost fret looks so nice. I want it. Alright, I forgot to take the thumbnail photo. Okay, so then the last bit of filming I need to do is the playthrough. So I've got the camera here, got the fuzz pedal lined up, and I recorded something into the looper. Once I set the looper off, I'm just gonna mess with all the settings. You remember all the settings that I wrote down at the beginning of the video, or near the beginning. Seems like a long time ago For you guys, it's probably like only a couple minutes. For me, it was a couple days ago. But yeah, so I'm going to try to hit all those settings. Time for some tone. Okay, so now we're onto the part that easily takes the most amount of time, and that's the actual video editing, putting all this crap, the footage, the song, everything together into something that doesn't completely suck, hopefully. So I realized during the Logic part, the screen capture software wasn't working, and that sucks. So you're just gonna see me like air drumming and crap without the screen stuff. But I've made sure it's working now, so you'll be able to see me staring at the computer, but you'll also be able to see what I'm actually looking at. This takes a long time, so I'll do some time-lapse thing properly. I haven't really thought this out or planned it very well, if you haven't been able to notice yet. So I've started up a new project from a template for this demo. I've imported the final mix, and I've also imported all the footage and the photos and everything that I'm gonna need for the first section of the video, the song section. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, so it crashed, but luckily it saved some stuff. So basically all I've done so far is I've taken the footage of me playing and I've divided it up into sections for the multi-cut. I've also started with putting in dividers and resizing the footage and putting in opacity masks and B-roll. I've also put in a slight vignette, and I've also boosted the saturation a tiny bit through the adjustment layer, and now I'm starting to do the main bulk of the editing. So yeah, I'm gonna record that and let's do a time lapse, or at least try to again. Okay, so the song portion of the video demo is pretty much done at this point. This one was pretty quick because there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god, I can't count. Yeah, okay, there's only 13 transitions, and usually they're quite a bit longer. It really depends on the tempo and the length of the song. But basically, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna import the other footage and audio for the playthrough and my thoughts / review of the thing, and I'm gonna put those sections together, and then I'm gonna go to the next step. Okay, so I'm finally done with all the editing. I did the song part, the playthrough part, and then the my thoughts part. And I've also included some outtakes at the end. I've been doing that recently to some of the videos, including outtakes after the kind of end screen outro thing. I don't think anybody's noticed yet because I'm pretty sure I would have gotten at least 1 or 2 comments about it. But anyways, so I'm ready to export now, and I'm gonna show you something really cool real quick. So as you can see, I'm ready to export. All the footage that I shoot is in 1080p. So I actually export in 4K, and the reason for this, and I picked it up from Linus Tech Tips, when you upload in 4K and it plays back in 4K on YouTube, it's still playing back in 1080p, but the bit rate is higher. Basically what that means is that the image quality is better. The resolution will be the same, but the image quality is better. And when it comes to like the gear shots and gear porn, of course, we want the highest image quality possible, so that's why I export in 4K, and that's why the file size is freaking 3 gigs for a 7-minute video. Alright, so this will take about half hour. It says 13 minutes. Yeah, there we go, 27 minutes. So because this is going to take a while, what I generally like to do is respond to some comments. Lately, you guys have been just killing it in the comment section. Like, just so many questions. Jason Caballero, hey there, ordered a Les Paul Tribute T and returned it because it was badly finished and the fretboard was cracked. Dude, these Les Paul Tribute Ts, okay, so the one that I got was awesome. Like, the finish was immaculate. Not everyone, but a lot of people have been like, why, dude, like, why'd you lie? This Gibson is shit. It's like, man, I can only judge what I play. Like, I'm not on the Gibson floor inspecting each and every one to say that each Tribute T is awesome. I'm guessing it's supposed to be alt rock, not Atlanta rock and hard rock, and I wonder if the BK600 would fit my bill since you demoed both guitars. Maybe you could help, smiley face. BK600, awesome guitar. I will recommend it for anything. And even if you're not into like the super high output pickups, just switch them out. Just sell them because they're a signature pickup set. They'll sell and you can just replace it with something else. Such a comfortable guitar. Onion Wizard R says, is this question a good question? I remember this guy. This is the guy that asked, what's the difference between a duck? What a guy, man. I can't read this. Something mung te. Maybe. What? Drop B in the 6-string guitar. Remember you had an MK7 string guitar. Okay, no, I don't own any of these guitars. Like, do you know how much money you need to have to own all the guitars that I demo? That's impossible. I wish I had that much money. You guys need to start, like, you know, turning off ad block and watching all my videos on repeat all the time. Then I can buy these. But like, no, I don't own that. And I did this demo even before the MK7. Trippin', bruh. Connor Pitts West, Jet City 100 HGM says, awesome! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, smiley face. Thanks, dude. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, smiley face. Horst Mar on Epiphone Snow Falcon says, the fuck? Why don't you have a lot, in parentheses, like a lot more subscribers? Love your videos. I love comments like that. I really appreciate comments like that. The support from you guys lately has been unreal, and hopefully soon, buddy. Hopefully soon. Okay, so while that's uploading, it's time to do the thumbnail, and I'm not going to do the face cam because honestly, I'm running out of space on the hard drive for all this vlog footage, and also at this point I am so tired that it's just gonna be me blankly staring at the computer. I'm not even gonna make like funny faces anymore. Alright, so jump cut to the screen captured time lapse. So I did all the description and the signal chain and the affiliate links and all that off camera. Scheduled to publish in 7 hours-ish, give or take. The stuff I still need to do is update the Patreon and the website, but that can only be done once it's finished uploading, and after that it has to process, which takes a long time since it's a 3 gig file. So yeah, that's where I think I'm gonna call it, because it is way too late and I think I could use a nap right about now. Hopefully this gives you some sort of idea of what it takes to make YouTube demos like mine. This is just my approach. There are definitely better ways to approach YouTube if you just want to pump out content and get views. But I guess I'm pretty dumb. This is the way I do it, and I'm pretty proud of my videos. If you made it to the end of this video, that's really cool. I don't know how you did it, but I really appreciate it. This video was a massive pain in the ass to put together, and I've only just filmed it. I haven't even started to edit it yet, and I already know. So if you did enjoy it, give it a like, comment, subscribe, do all the normal YouTube things. As always, thanks so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I'll see you. Oh my God. I can't even do the sign off. As always, thanks so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I'll see you for the next video.